To everybody. We've got Robin, Gina, Nancy, Diane, Jackie, Laura, Mary, Kathy, Mitzi, Annabelle. Welcome, everyone. We're so excited that you're joining us today. It is a special live stream. We don't normally come live on Fridays, so we're so excited. Can everybody hear us? Is no one seeing us? I think they're saying hello. Oh, live has not started. Gina, we may have been just talking.
Yes. We are. I can see it. We're there.
Okay. Can everybody see us and hear us? Okay, so do we need to start from the beginning, Cody?
I don't know. Oh, okay, yes, I can see where we were. Yeah, so we are joined by Gina K today. I don't know what is going on with YouTube, but...
I don't know if it's YouTube or us, Cody.
Yes.
Who do we blame?
I don't know.
Well, we are so excited that you're joining us today on this beautiful Friday. We have a very, very special guest. We know you all have been waiting for her. We're excited. We can't wait for her. So why don't we just bring her in and get this party started? Let's just do it. Okay, welcome, Gina.
Hey guys, how are you?
We're so good.
We're doing good. We're hoping technology cooperates with us today, Gina. So thank you for your patience with us.
You're a little crackly in my ear, so hopefully that's not transmitting out there. But
hopefully not.
I think everybody can hear well. We'll just make sure that they can. But hey, I'm so excited to be here with you guys.
We're so excited.
Thank you. We are so excited to have you. Hey, let us know in the chat if you can hear all three of us pretty well. Yeah, it always seems to drop. Yeah, there's always some little things to figure out with this technology and bringing somebody in. So we are just super excited. Gina is going to share some fun stuff with us today, some of her amazing products, some products that Cody and I have not even worked with yet. So we're super excited for you to teach us and show us your genius behind all of these products, and we cannot wait to see. So how are you doing today, Gina? What's going on over there?
Well, it's a little cold here in Wisconsin, and I'm kind of wishing that I was out there with you guys in Arizona. But the good news is I don't have to stand on a stool this time because my table is way lower.
Oh.
Okay, wait, we keep your stool in the same place. So here's your shark.
It doesn't go far.
We could have sent it to you, but you do not need it over there.
No.
I love it. Well, we're so happy that, that you're doing great over there. How's Tom doing?
He's doing great. He's over there trying to work on all the controls today. This system's a little different for us. So if you see us taking a minute to get between the front shot and the overhead, Tom is, the dead space over there is very lively today.
Not so dead.
We appreciate him so much. Thank you, Tom, for making this system work. We know it's a little different, not what you're used to, so we appreciate it. And what we care about mostly is just spending time with you, Gina, and learning from you and seeing what you have to share with us. So whenever you're ready to share what we're going to do today, we would love to just see what you've got.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing we're going to do is I thought I would run through a few of the tools that we're going to use today and a couple of the supplies, just in case anybody out there wants to craft along with us. So we're going to be making some fancy fold cards, and then we're going to make an envelope from scratch using our new scoreboard. So I'm excited about that. And it's really neat to have the option to make your own envelopes because you can custom make them to match your card. So let me show you the different tools that we're going to be using today. I'm going to be using our brand new paper cutter. So these were some products that we released recently, and I know you guys have them over there at Scrapbook.com. This is our brand new paper cutter, and I'm going to be using this today. And a couple of the things that I love about this paper cutter is, number one, I love the size. It's easy to transport and take with you for crafting on the go. The other thing I really like, especially for those of you out there that have little kids, is that the handle locks. You can see it doesn't open just by like lifting it up. You actually have to pull it a little bit to the one side and then lift it because it's got a little locking mechanism here. So that's kind of a little plus. And everything is clearly marked in both inches and centimeters. So we're going to be using this today. We're also going to be using the Gina K Designs scoring board. Now, this is a cool scoring board. It's got all of the increments here down to 1/8 of an inch, but then on the other side, it's got this cool envelope making tool. So we're going to be making our own envelope to match our card today using this. Then we're also going to be using this paper punch. Now, this paper punch does two things. It has a notch on one side. It makes a little notch, and on the other side, it's a corner rounder. We're going to be using both of those features today in the envelope that we make. And it's always cool to have a paper rounder close by. I use it for so many things, and it's just really nice to have. Now, we're going to also be using the Master Layouts 13 die set. This die set was designed specifically for fancy fold cards. It's got these different sized panels that work with all of your gate folds, your Z fold, your stair step cards, because if you look at the different fancy folds, they always seem to be scored at the same increment, that 2 1/8 inch of a mark, or for the Z folds and the horizontal folds, they're usually scored at the 2 3/4 of an inch mark. So these dies work perfectly for those fun fancy folds. So we're going to use that today. We're also going to be using one of my favorite stamp sets. When Laura and Cody asked me which one I wanted to use, this is one of my all-time favorites. You can see it's very, very well loved here. It's called Thoughtful Flowers, and it is a stamp set, but it also has a full die set, and it has coloring stencils. So we're going to be using some coloring stencils today as well. We're also going to be using some of our ink cubes, and I don't know which ones you guys have, but I think we talked about
We've got them all.
These colors. Okay, good.
Yeah, we've got the carnations, we've got the orchids.
Oh, we do have them all. Yes.
Oh, you do? Okay, well, I think we talked about using the carnations and the lilacs. You have the lilacs there, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes,
then we're going to also be using the spruces. You have those?
Oh, yes.
Oh, you do?
Is that the green ones? Yes. Yes, look at, we have all of them. Cody got us all set up, and I am so excited because some of these colors I have not used. I've used a lot of your colors, but some of these I have not.
Well, this is going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to be able to create a little bit of detail shading using these color families, which are so nice. Then I also have black and craft. And then I don't have a soft stone ink cube, but I do have the soft stone ink pad. So it's not really going to matter which one you use, because you're just going to put a little bit of this ink on your blending brush. So I'm going to be using the pad, but I know you guys have the cube there, and you can do the same thing that I'm doing with the cube.
Correct.
All right. So we've got some, I've got some white cardstock here. So Laura, I'm going to be teaching you how to make this. Is that right?
You're going to teach both of us. I'm having Cody do this too.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to work this together.
Awesome.
That way, if I struggle, he can help me. And if he struggles, I can help him side by side. But we also know, we feel confident we have you. So
Yeah.
we feel like we can do it with you teaching us.
Oh gosh, you guys have a lot of faith.
Oh, we do. We
All
trust
right,
you.
well-
We love you. We know that we're going to learn some fun stuff today from you. We are taking off all of our ink little stickers on the sides here really quick. But you go ahead and get started while we get these all off.
Okay. Well, if anybody wants to play along today, you're going to need a piece of 8.5 by 11 white cardstock to start. Now, I'm using our layering weight cardstock, but it doesn't really matter. You can use a heavy weight too. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut this down to 5.5 inches. So just a half sheet of white cardstock. All right. Now, we're going to use the brand new scoring board, and I love this thing, Laura. This is so much fun. You know, you can do so many things with it. It makes crafting so easy when you can make your own envelopes. I mean, there's nothing like that. Okay,
I agree.
so we're going to, one of the features I want to talk about with this scoring board, with other scoring boards that I've used in the past, if I've put my cardstock all the way to the top, I really, because, you know, those notches weren't there, these notches right here weren't there, I always had to pull the cardstock down a little bit and get my scoring tool started in one of the lines. But what we have here is we've extended those notches past the top of this scoring board. So you can actually feed your tool up into the top there, and you can make your score lines. So that's kind of a nice A nice little thing there. Now we're going to score this at 2 1/8 of an inch. So just find the 2 1/8 of an inch mark and make your first score line. And I usually do a couple of score lines just to make sure it's nice and deep. All right, so 2 1/8.
I love that.
Then we're going to take that piece of cardstock and we're just going to turn it, and we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to do 2 1/8 on the other side. Okay.
Very nice and smooth. I like that.
Okay, so now for people who are scoring and maybe you're new at scoring and don't understand which way to fold, when you make that little divot into the crease, you're supposed to fold away from that crease. And the reason why you do that is because you've stretched these fibers so the cardstock won't crack. So always fold away so you have your mountain on the inside, if that makes sense.
Your mountain on the inside? Is that what you said?
The mountain on the inside, yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It does look like a little mountain.
Yeah. Right? So the
Love
valley
it.
that you make, you create the valley and then you fold away from the valley, and then that mountain is on the inside. And that's how you get that crack-free cardstock. If you've been doing it the other way, your cardstock might crack. And so, we don't like that. We don't like cracked cardstock.
What a great tip. We do not like cracked cardstock.
No.
Stay off that crack.
No crack.
crack cardstock.
That's right. Keep your crack over there.
Keep that crack away from us.
Now I am going to use the big intricate because we're going to cut some bigger panels, although almost everything can go through the mini. Actually, you know what? Let's use the mini. I'm going to go back.
We've got the big one too, Gina. We've got the big one too if you want to use the big one. Whatever one you want.
I think we should use the mini because the mini, honestly, first of all, I really think that we just all need to do a little smile with a Sharpie marker right here and make it happy.
We should. I'm going to do that.
Now, if you have a grip mat at home, I want to tell you, for these little die cutting machines, they can be a little squirrely. Even though they have these little rubber feet, sometimes when you're doing a tighter die or a more intricate die, they can kind of wiggle a little bit. So I like to use a grip mat. And this is our double background grip mat. Our grip mat actually is a combination of a grip mat on one side and 2 background stamps on the other side. So this is what the background stamps look like. Isn't that fun? 2 really pretty background stamps. But when you...
I did grab one after SBC
you guys
Fest,
have
but it's
them.
at home. Yes.
Yep. Where it should be, in your craft room.
Yes.
So, but you use any grip mat you want. I just think that it's easier to die cut if you put your die cutting machine on the grip mat. Then it kind of like holds it in place and you can wiggle it around and it stays steady. Now, this machine comes with 3 plates. It comes with 2 3mm plates and 1 5mm plate. The 5mm plate is always your base plate for cutting. So this is the one we're always going to cut into. And the top plate is just your top plate that's going to give you the pressure. So if you're die cutting, you only need these 2 plates. If you're embossing, you're going to use the 2 3mm plates, the 2 skinnier plates. But since we're not doing any embossing with this machine today, I only need 1 of these. I have had people say, boy, this machine is pretty tight, and it's because they were trying to use all 3 plates. You only ever need 2 at a time. All right, so now we're going to use the Master Layouts 13, and we're going to cut 2 of these stitched panels in white and 2 of these the plain panels in black. So we're going to use the long panels. So let me get those out. They gave me a nice new set too, so I could have the packaging.
Nice. Okay, so the 2 long rectangle ones.
Right.
In white.
Yes.
I'm going to use my leftover cardstock.
And I'm going to have Tom run and get me another Master Layouts 13 in the warehouse. Do you mind doing that, Tom? Okay.
Oh, Tom has
So-
to run to the warehouse. I love it.
He has to run to the warehouse. Cody has run to the warehouse so many times, right?
Yes, yes. Oh, we're so lucky to have them. Yes.
We absolutely are. All right, now I just have an extra quarter sheet here of white, and I'm going to cut that down a little bit smaller so it's going to fit on our plate here. So if you have a piece of white cardstock and you can cut that down to about 3 inches, that's going to be perfect. It's going to fit right on that plate. So we can do some die cutting with the mini intricate. Now I'm going to use this stitch die here. All right. And I am going to cut this out. Now here's a little trick to make it go through the machine a little bit easier. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to turn it a little bit on an angle like that. Because this way that corner is going to go through the machine first and it's going to take some of the pressure off. It's not as hard to run it through. And then we're going to run this through.
Laura needs to follow instructions and wait for the teacher. I went ahead and did not do what you said, but it worked, but it's fine. So I'm going to turn it at an angle now, like you said.
Well, just
That is
you're going to
much
see
better.
how much easier it goes through. Does that go through
Yes.
easy?
Yes, super
Yes.
easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It just
yeah.
makes a big difference. So
Yeah,
we're
it
going to cut
does.
2 of those. We're going
Two
to
of
cut
each.
2.
Okay.
I need one of those plain ones. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Okay.
More paper.
All right, so I'm going to cut another one. And again, just kind of turning it on an angle. And so for any of those big rectangle dies, square dies, anything that has a flat part going across the top, if you angle it just a little bit, it goes through like butter.
Like butter.
Like
Love
butter.
it. Like butter. Sweater butter. Butter. I love it.
All right, so I've got those 2. Laura, you make me laugh so much.
You make me laugh. I love hanging out with you. We have so much fun with you, Gina. It's always a good time. I wish you were here in person. We need to get that happening again.
Too. We do. That was way too much fun. I totally enjoyed hanging out with you guys.
We do too.
Especially those 4 a.m. breakfasts that you guys make everybody get up so
Yes.
early. God.
It was 4 in the morning for you, yeah. Oh, that's funny.
All right. So you'll notice in the Master Layouts 13, we have 2 dies that look similar. One has the stitching, one is plain. These dies together create that really nice little shadow layer that I love, and you can see it in almost all of my cards. I love the little black outline. So I'm going to cut 2 of the plain ones using black cardstock.
You have another one of these for me? Cody, you gonna share?
Yeah, I have one.
Cody's got a tray. I need a tray. Okay, thank you.
So I gotta let your audience in on a little secret. So Cody is the most organized individual I have ever met. He keeps everything organized. He keeps everything going really strong. And
does.
so when I came on this morning, he said, "Oh, I'm really excited to see what you're going to make." And I said to him, "Yeah, me too. I'm excited to see what I'm going to make." He's like, "What do you mean?" And I said, "I don't know what I'm going to make. I never know what I'm going to make live. It's always just as fun of a surprise to me as it is to you." And I think I've never seen Cody that pale.
He panicked.
I have full faith.
But Gina and I are like, we can do it. We're going to have fun. Whatever happens, happens. That's the joy of it. We're going to craft together and create. And I trust Gina completely. And I think Cody's there. He just has to know what's happening.
Yeah.
We're going to make him loosen up, Gina.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so much fun. It is what it is, right?
I love what Lori said. Lori said, "Have faith, Cody."
Yeah. Oh, I have all the faith in the world.
You should see his face right now.
No, it's just so much fun because Cody is so organized, and
Yes.
I'm a hot mess usually, and it's just so much fun. I like not knowing what I'm going to do, because a lot of times I like to get, the people in the chat are so creative, and they come up with better
Yes.
ideas than me sometimes. All right, so
Yes.
I have a stencil here called Decorative Double. And I think you guys might have this
Do we
one
have
too.
that? Oh, we have
do.
one we're going to share. Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right. So you guys can pick either stencil, either side. I think I'm going to use this one. It's a little bit more complex. This side here. This is a cool stencil for any kind of any of your fancy folds, because it's one stencil, but you have two different designs. All right, now I'm going to use my grit mat just because it's here, but you certainly can use a sticky mat or anything else that you want. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put both of these down here on this mat. And then I'm going to need a blending brush.
Gina, I was chatting too much. I didn't know I was supposed to cut out some black. So I'm going to do my black really quick, and then we're going to jump in. You keep going. But we're just 1 second behind you, but you keep going.
No problem. I'm going to give everybody a little tip here. I use rubbing alcohol to clean my blending brushes. Ooh. And it is a great way to clean your blending brushes without, like, on the fly, like while you're actually working. So I have some black or gray on here. I don't know, but I want to use that really light, soft stone. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub this over a little bit of alcohol on a paper towel to get rid of any excess color. And then I'm just going to dry it real quick on that same paper towel, and that is already dry and ready to be used. So rubbing alcohol is a great way to clean your brushes on the fly while you're crafting, and you have no drying time then. Okay, so now, how are you guys doing over there?
Great.
Great.
It sounds hectic over there.
No, we're totally calm. We are very calm.
Don't put it on front camera, Cody. Do not put it on front camera.
All right, so I'm gonna just place this over this little strip here. And I'm going to use some of this soft stone ink. Now, I do want to give you a tip if you're using an ink cube. So let me get a different blending brush here. I'll just get a green one here to show you this tip, because Laura and Cody are using an ink cube and I'm using an ink pad. So yes. I'll use a green brush here with one of these ink cubes. When you are inking up a big blending brush with a tiny ink cube, doing it this way is very ineffective, because all you're really going to get is a tiny little bit of color in a very little section of your brush. The easier way to ink up a blending brush with an ink cube is to hold the blending brush face up and then take the ink pad and rub the ink pad all over the dome of the blending brush. You're going to get a lot more ink on there with a lot less stress. And then you can use any ink cube with the big blending brushes with no problem at all. You don't always have to have the big pads to make it work. So I'm using the big ink pad, so I have no problem, inking up my blending brush, because it's a big surface and I can kind of, flex the head and do all that kind of stuff to really get ink on there. But when you're trying to do it with a tiny cube, it's not quite as easy unless you do it the other way. So hopefully that helps.
Are you using light spruce? Yeah, that does help.
I'm not using light spruce. I'm using soft stone, but I didn't have that ink cube.
That's what I thought.
Don't mess this up, Cody.
I know.
You're going to get us in trouble.
It's hard to see the colors.
Come on, Cody. What color are we doing?
Soft stone.
We're doing soft stone.
Okay.
Soft stone, yeah. Okay, now, Laura, before you ink, I want you to just watch what I'm doing here. I am not going to ink this whole thing. I don't want to ink this whole thing. I just want to create a light mist in the center. So I'm just going down the center a little bit, like this. And I'm just kind of fading out as I go. I want you to just see what that looks like. Ooh. See, it's just like a little bit of color. I don't want the whole color. All right?
Okay.
And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just a mist of color like down the center. Just
Okay.
not going all the way to the edges like that.
Just down the center.
Mhm.
She did this with the
No,
brush.
Laura's panicking.
And we just do it like this. Is that what you did?
Yeah.
I like this tip with the ink pad and the blending brush, Gina. This is really cool.
Isn't that fun? It just, now you can collect lots of ink cubes because ink cubes are great because you can have so many more colors. And, if budgeting is an issue, you can have so many more colors with ink cubes. And one of the drawbacks is that they're a little bit difficult to use with blending brushes, but not when you use that technique. They're super easy.
I love it.
So now you can collect more colors. Okay,
Yes,
and I just
that's what
used
we
a
all
little
want.
alcohol wipe. Right, we all want more colors. We want all the colors.
All the colors.
All the colors. And I'm going to take these off of my little grip mat here, and I'm going to adhere them to these black strips. So you guys take your time. I'm just going to be doing my thing over
Look
here.
how pretty that is. I love these master layout dies, by the way. Genius, Gina, genius.
It really does make crafting easy.
Yes.
And for those of you that are looking for ideas, I've been doing a series on my YouTube channel, Master Layout Series. We're already up to Master Layouts 10. So if you want to learn more about how to use them once you get them, or even before you get them, if you want to see all the things that they can do, it's a good series to watch.
Yeah, I've been loving this series. And
Thank you,
if you
Cody.
if you get, this Master Layouts 13, you're ready for when you do
Classes.
that.
Yeah,
series.
Yep.
You're going to be ready for the upcoming series, yeah. For that upcoming video.
Pretty, 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 pretty. So pretty. I love this stencil,
Right.
Gina. I'm going to keep
Is that
it.
fun?
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it.
I really have to, I don't know why I'm struggling to line things up today, but technology with everything's a problem today.
It feels like a Monday,
Yes.
but it's a Friday. So you know what? We're just going to chill and relax. We're going to have fun. And if
And
we
we're
make
not
a
gonna
mistake, it's
worry.
okay. That's right. Our friends are here with us.
That's
We've
right.
got 1,565 friends here with us, hanging out with us, who are
Woohoo!
supporting us and cheering us along. So thank you, friends. Thank you. They're asking, what's the channel for your Master Layouts class series?
Oh, it's
Gina, they're
my
asking.
YouTube channel.
Yes.
It's Gina K Designs on YouTube. So you can find me over on YouTube, and that's where that series is. There's a playlist too that you can find that has all of the videos in it. So just click on my channel and then on playlists, and you'll be able to find them all.
Nice.
All right, so now you can see how nicely these were designed to fit on these gatefold cards. So we are going to line these up on the front of our gatefold. It's like I can always do the one side. But the other side okay, so this side's Friday, this side's Monday for some reason. I don't know. All right, good enough. It's better than horrible.
That's right.
True.
All right.
Okay, so we're laying it up on our
All right.
thing on the front.
Yeah, seriously, this side is definitely Monday today, but it's all right. While you guys are moving along, I will just take my time here, and I will put
Take
this
your
on.
time.
Okay.
We're
All right.
following along.
So now we have that fun little gatefold.
Beautiful. You know, for someone who does not like to cut precisely for matting, this, I'm telling you, this Master Layouts is a game changer. It just makes it
Does that
so
make a
much
difference?
easier for me. Yes, thank you.
Okay, so now we've kind of created that fun little gatefold. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to stamp and color some images that we can put on the front of this card. So that is where the stamp set that I showed you a little bit earlier, I don't know how I lost it already. Here it is. Thoughtful flowers. We're going to be using this today, but I have a little tip to share with you about stamping this when you're going to be ink blending color over it. And you can do this even with Copic coloring or colored pencil coloring. One of the biggest problems that people have with stamping and coloring is their black ink smearing, right?
Yep,
Sometimes
correct.
black ink, even if it's formulated for Copic markers or ink or watercolor or whatever, you still can smear a little bit sometimes and it depends on the climate too. You guys are in a drier climate, but some people are in more humid climates and it takes forever for things to dry.
Yeah.
So I want to show you a tip today on how we can avoid that problem. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to just get a half sheet of cardstock here.
Half sheet of cardstock.
And and here's the thing, you're going to use your Misti for this. All right, so you want to put your Misti up in the top corner. You know what? I don't need a full half sheet, I don't think.
Okay. No.
Maybe we can go a little smaller than that. Let's see if we can go a little smaller than a half sheet, just so that we're not wasting a whole half sheet. Why don't we just cut it down to maybe, let's just make it like 5.5 by 5 inches. Then we can use this piece for something else. And we're just going to put that up in the top corner.
Ooh, that sounds nice. Schlink.
Nice and crisp, right?
Yes.
I like that. Feels like I'm a master chef or something.
Oh yeah, with your okay. So now you want to make sure that this piece of cardstock is really butted up against that top corner, okay? You want to put it right up against that very top corner.
Ooh. I'm going to use your sticky mat in here. Okay.
Okay. But just make sure you're all the way up in that top corner.
Okay.
Okay. And then you position the stamp like this.
Okay.
All right.
This big one.
Now we're definitely going to make sure that we leave this stamp on the Misti when we're done stamping. So I want to say that now so that you don't inadvertently just rip it off the Misti. Leave it in the Misti when we're all done stamping, okay? Does that make sense? Laura,
yes.
I want to hear that you know that.
How did you know I was struggling? Oh, my mama bear. Okay, listen, mama bear, listen. Okay, so can you show can she see this? Is this in the right place? Did I do it? So mine looks backwards, but I think because you might be backwards because of the screen.
Well, no, just the door.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I just want it at the top half so that you can stamp it again down here.
Okay.
Now,
that makes sense.
Now we're not going to use black ink. We're going to use craft ink.
Ooh,
All right?
okay.
We're going to use craft ink.
That was Keith Morrison coming out again. From Dateline. Ooh,
and we don't.
okay.
And don't worry if you get a perfect impression. That is not a big deal. We just want to make sure that we have an impression that we can see. Okay?
Okay.
It doesn't have to be perfect. So if it's a little sketchy, it's all right. But you can see that, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Looks
okay.
Good.
All right. That's what you want to do.
Okay.
So craft ink, somebody's asking what's craft ink. Craft ink is just, that's the color name of this particular color. It's the color of like craft cardstock or like kind of a brown paper box or like a bag that you'd get at the grocery store. It's the color of craft paper. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take that same piece of cardstock and we're just going to flip it around the other way and make sure we butt that right up against the top there.
Oh, we don't need this.
Are you putting on deodorant? Is that hairspray?
She's spraying perfume.
Cody needs some perfume. No, you can show on front camera.
She was just getting her chamois wet.
Oh, no, I just got all projects wet. I'm getting my chamois. I didn't know if we were going to need a stamp chamois, so let me put that away because that is not what the teacher said. Laura, she said flip your cardstock. No washing your stamp yet.
Yes, we're not cleaning. We're not taking any.
Okay.
Right, we're not cleaning or anything. All right, now we're flipping the cardstock, making sure that it's butted up here in this same spot.
Yep.
And now we're going to stamp it again with craft cardstock. With craft ink.
Quick-witted.
Sorry, craft ink.
Okay, craft ink.
Oh
again.
my goodness. Yeah.
She's on to us.
Yeah, I
Cody.
know.
She can hear us.
I'm like, man, those mics work. I did not think that you'd be able to hear the spraying.
I love it. Oh my gosh, too much fun. My cheeks hurt.
I know.
I'm sorry. Okay, we probably should put some deodorant on while we're at it. We're sweating over here. Just kidding. I'm kidding. We're doing good. We're following along really good. You are an excellent teacher, and this is so fun.
You're so sweet. All right, now remember, Laura, remember,
What?
don't take the stamp off. Don't take the stamp off your Misti.
Okay, but I
Leave
put
the
it
stamp
down,
on the
right?
Misti, okay?
But I put it down, right?
Yeah,
on
you
the
can-
paper?
Yes, yep. But I want you to leave it there. When you're done, take the paper off, but leave the stamp exactly where it is on the Misti, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I like that she knows that she has to tell you that, because otherwise Laura will start cleaning up as soon as she's done stamping.
I know. I've been there.
I can take this
I've
off.
seen her.
Yes.
Very,
Too fast.
Very,
Okay, but I can take my paper off, yes. Yes.
yes, you
right?
can take your paper
Yes.
off, but leave the stamp in the Misti. Yes. All right.
They're saying
Now,
that you're like
these-
hurting Laura and Cody like cats.
Hurting us, like,
Hurting like a sheep.
yes.
Yes. They're my babies.
Or your kitty cat. Meow. Meow. Meow.
They're my
Okay.
children.
Yes,
Yes.
we are. We
Okay,
love our.
so-
Okay.
All right,
Laura
so now I'm putting mine onto my grip mat. You can use the sticky mat. You can use whatever you want
Okay.
to,
Take
you
that
know,
sticky out.
put them on. Are you using the sticky mat? Would you prefer that I use that? Because I can do
You
that
use,
too.
No,
I can be.
you do you, boo.
No.
We're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna do
Okay,
this
well-
sticky mat.
Well, I'm gonna do that too. Then that's kind of fun. Okay.
Let's do it
So
together.
so now
Which
got
mark
that
did you
on
put
there.
it at?
Shh,
No, I'm just
Cody.
kidding.
Cody. Shh.
Okay, now the reason why we did this in craft is because the craft ink, if it runs or bleeds just a little bit when we're ink blending, it's really not going to affect our colors very much because it's so pale and it's so light. So let's go ahead and make this card in pinks. We're going to use light carnation and medium carnation for this. And I'm going to get some blending brushes. Where are my blending brushes?
Okay.
Blending brushes. Here we go.
That's some ASMR.
I know.
We're opening our candy.
Man, that is so crinkly.
It's like Christmas over here.
Now again,
Cody
I
was
have
trying
no
to be
idea
teacher's
what's
pet. We're both her pets.
Yes.
yes. No, you both
Okay.
are. So I'm cleaning my brushes real quick because I do not know what's
Oh.
on these brushes. So I'm doing that
think
little
we have new
alcohol
ones.
thing where I just oh, okay.
These
You can see how
ones?
clean
Nope,
that came
tiny
up. So
ones.
I'm going to use a tiny one here. It doesn't really matter. You can use a big one too if that's what you have. And I am going to use a detail brush. Do you guys have any of these detail brushes?
We do. I think yours are sold out. aren't they?
Yours are incoming soon, so they're on their way, and we are getting those.
But I have to use these instead. I
Okay.
hope these work. They're just some
No,
detail
that's
brushes.
perfect. Yeah.
Round.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yep. Whatever you have is fine. Absolutely. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to color in the flowers. So let's go ahead and it's always, it always is like kind of weird trying to figure out what goes where, but always look for at the bottom where the name of the stencil is. Can you see that? It says Thoughtful Flowers 1. That's where we're going to start. All right. And we're going to start with this flower here. So this flower at the top goes on this flower at the top, and we're going to line that up.
Huh? Right there.
Okay.
Why is mine not fitting, Cody?
Oh, because you have yours turned sideways.
Is it backwards?
Yeah, yeah.
That way? No, sideways.
Yeah.
Oh, I was sideways, per usual. Per usual.
I'm just
per usual. I was
I'm
sideways.
just gonna let that play out for all of you. All right.
I love it.
All right.
Okay.
So this brush is small enough that you actually can, ink it up the way that is traditional because it's a tiny brush. But you may actually like the way this feels better because it feels like you can get more ink on it that way. I like this method a lot. All right. We're using light carnation. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you two cheating. You're cheating in the corner over there. I can hear you.
We need a divider up here so we can see whose turns out.
I'm going to
white
zoom in on
carnations.
my camera a little bit. Yeah, I'm going
Okay.
to zoom in on my camera a little bit so that they can see who's paying it. Oh gosh, that went way too fast. Now I feel sick. So they can see who's paying attention.
Oh, that's good right there.
All right.
Yep.
Is that good? Can you see that? Is that
Oh, yeah.
still clear?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So
Wait,
I'm
she's
going
got
to
like a
start at the
toothbrush.
bottom with a little bit of a heavy hand. And then as I work my way to the top, I'm just going to get a little bit lighter as I go up, just to kind of create a little bit of a fade. It's like a balayage. It's like a balayage.
That's how my hair's going to be this summer.
Oh, you're getting balayaged?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's
I'm kidding.
What does that look like for hair?
It's like,
balayage?
Like ombre?
kind of, yeah.
Like ombre?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh, hers looks pretty.
Okay. And then
want
I'm
the
going to take a
toothbrush
little
one
bit of
like
Yeah, I was
this.
gonna say, maybe we
She's
use a
got
bigger
the
one.
toothbrush looking ink blend. Should we do that one instead? Should we? Which one are you talking about, Cody? This one?
Yeah.
These?
Open up these ones.
No, those are too big. She's gonna say no. Is this too
I'm
big,
not going to
Gina?
say no.
This one's
No,
too
you
big,
can use
huh?
that. That's fine. No, you can use it. That's totally fine. You can use it. So I'm
Now
going
I am
to now
sweating.
take this detail brush. It really is. This is really like, now it's like a cigarette. This is really like ASMR. It's like I'm just waiting here smoking my blending brush. This is really like, this is an ASMR video, all the crinkling.
Yes.
It actually
Oh.
sounds really cool though. All right, now once you've created that little bit of an ombre look, I'm going to go in with this medium carnation. This is a little bit of a darker color, and I am going to add just a little bit of a darker pink down here toward the bottom.
Okay. Oh, this way. Towards the bottom.
All right, now you tell me when you're ready, Laura, because you got to see this.
Okay, I gotta look up. Just along the bottom, right?
I was a little overzealous and I went outside the lines, but it's okay. So now
okay.
I'm going to just
Oh,
flip
pretty.
my mat around, and I'm going to do the
Okay.
same thing on this top flower on the other one. I'll be a little
Oh, that's
less
gorgeous.
overzealous.
That is gorgeous. Like this one? No. What did I do?
I'll be a little less.
Wait.
Oh my goodness. You guys are cracking me up.
Cody, help. Help, Cody.
Yeah, okay.
This one.
This one,
Oh,
yes.
it's the big one. Okay. Obviously, I don't do puzzles. Okay.
I
Oh,
think
that's
once you
gonna
do
be-
this one or two times, once you
get
do
it,
it one or
yeah.
two times, yeah, it'll be easier for you to see.
Yeah, I agree. She's such a nice teacher. patient. Okay. There we go. How are you doing, Cody? Oh,
Good.
pretty. Pretty, pretty.
All
I
right.
love these colors,
Now,
Gina.
aren't they pretty? Now, with this one, with this flower down here, the writing is down here at the bottom. We're gonna do this side. It just flips all the way around and line that up on that one. I'm gonna turn the whole thing around here because I know I am on to the next one. It's so funny because Laura, I gotta tell you, maybe you didn't know this, but listen, you have a microphone. Just say that.
She's going fast, Cody. You gotta hurry. No, this is perfection. I love it. Okay, so then I think she switched flowers.
Yeah.
I did. I switched flowers and I'm doing the other one.
Okay.
And I'm doing it the same way. So like all of my light is kind of coming from the top, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I am really messy today though.
You
I'm
and
really
us
messy
both.
going outside
Yeah,
the
all of
lines.
us.
Yeah, but it's all right.
You'd think I never
It's all right.
crafted before. But
Same.
it's Gina. We got to get it right. Okay, so now.
It's okay for a little outside the lines.
Okay.
Okay, somebody wants me to tell either you or me, maybe they're telling me to use small circular motions.
They're probably telling
So-
me, Gina. Let's be real.
I don't know. I'm going outside the lines today too. I'm a little over the top myself. It could
Are we
be
doing
this
the
blending
same-
brush. This,
Same colors. Okay.
yeah, we're doing the same colors.
Okay. I really love these
Just kind of
carnation
adding
colors.
this too. Yeah. All right. I do feel like anybody that is watching on like a 72-inch screen is probably thinking that is the biggest stamp set I ever saw in my life. So I'm just going to back out a little bit. All right. So I think we're done with the carnations on this one. And I'm going to clean my stencil while you guys are doing
Finishing?
whatever is happening over there. Yeah.
I'm doing little circulars, like the audience said. Okay. And we're doing all the little flowers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love you guys so much.
We
This is
love
too
you
much
too.
fun.
This is so much fun. Imagine if we were in person. It'd be even crazier.
Yes. Much
so this
crazier.
is good. That,
It would be, yeah.
okay, let's put that.
Okay. The best way to clean your stencil, Susie, is to use a little bit of rubbing alcohol on a paper towel. Now, if you are sensitive to smells, I wouldn't put it in a spray bottle. I would just put a little on the paper towel or on a microfiber cloth and clean your stencil that way. If you're not allergic to smells, some people put it in a little spray bottle. I'm a little sensitive, so I don't put mine in a spray bottle. I just put it right on the rag. So it's up to you, but that's a really easy way to clean your stencils. All right. Are you guys ready or not?
Teacher, look at mine.
I'm watching. Yeah. Oh.
Look at mine.
Very
Look at
good, Cody.
Yes. I didn't clean my stencil though. Is that
Oh.
is that not allowed? Let's put it aside. Oh, you have one for me. Thank you. Okay. We're gonna clean that really quick.
Sure.
Oh, beautiful.
And we're going to use the lilacs next.
Okay.
And we're going to do the rest of these 3 flowers. We're going to do these 3 flowers in the lilacs.
That's loud.
So again, I'm using the. It's loud, but it's kind of in a good way, you know. I kind of like it.
I love it.
So I'm using the light lilac first. Oh my word! This is the. Is anybody learning anything? That's the question.
Us? We are.
I am actually learning. Yes. Believe it or not,
Okay.
it's going in. I'm absorbing.
Okay.
I
Good.
think the problem is, Gina, I want to do it just like you. Like I want to do it just
Yeah.
right. So I need to just relax and
I'm
learned.
a little out of the lines today, so don't worry about it. You're good. You're perfect. You're golden. Don't worry.
Okay.
So I did that same kind of fade there. I started a little dark and I went a little bit light. I feel like I want a little bit more color. And then I'm going to do the medium lilac again, just along the bottom, just going around like that. Just kind of make it glow a little bit. And we'll wait. We're not in any hurry.
Medium lilac.
Elaine said she's not learning a lot, but she's having a lot of fun.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. For our more experienced crafters, this is just more of an experience, an ASMR and fun experience. And you're going to do the same thing on this one. After you do that purple flower on the one side, then you're going to flip it around and do it on the other side, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Got it. Are you
Now
using
you
two inks?
guys all...
Yes.
Yes,
I
let me-
am. I'm using the light lilac first,
Oops.
and then I'm adding a little bit of that medium lilac at the bottom.
Oops. I did the dark first. Let's go back and do the light.
Ooh.
It looks great. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Thank you. Okay.
That will not reflect on your grade.
Okay. 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 Is this a time test?
Color choices, no. And
No
color
time
choices
test.
are the colors are optional.
Oh, that's pretty.
But I really like the way that fade looks. You know, it just kind of makes it feel like a little bit of light is shining toward the top.
Yeah, it looks realistic. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing up here with this one.
And then we're going to do the small flowers. Now there's 2 of the small flowers on here, and those flowers are all the same. So it's all the same image, and that's on stencil 2. So always make sure that your stencil is facing in the right direction by looking for that word, Thoughtful Flowers 2. And we're going to do the same kind of thing. We're just going to do it from, you know, the bottom dark going up to light at the top, and we're going to add a little bit of the medium lilac right along the bottom just to deepen it up a little bit. So same exact thing. I do love these purples and pinks together. They make such a nice combination. And you'll find that, you know, with your bigger or your layering stencils, see, these aren't layering stencils, these are coloring stencils, right? So we're just coloring in an image, kind of all one color. By having the mix of light and medium, it does kind of give it that shading that you would get, like if you were doing colored pencils or you're doing Copic markers. But if you have layering stencils where you've got different parts of the flower that work with different colors, these light, medium, and dark really bring all of that vibrant detail. And you don't have to worry about now which purple goes with this purple or which pink goes with this pink. It really takes the guesswork out of it for you.
Yeah, that's nice.
And starting
you know,
with the
we don't need any
E-cubes.
guesswork.
No.
Thank you for helping us with that. Pretty.
Now, we all know that Laura and Cody make us laugh all the time, but they actually are very, very talented creators. Because I've watched, I've seen it.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
I've seen it, and I've seen it live in person.
I love it.
So I'm just doing all 4 of these little flowers the same way, and I am just going light toward the top, even though they are, one is facing downward. I think it still looks really pretty.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Gives that nice dimension and depth.
Teacher,
And for
his
those of you that
stencil
struggle,
slipped.
yes.
His stencil slipped. Do you need to start over?
No,
Okay,
That's
he's
okay.
good. He's
Mine
good.
slipped a
I
little bit.
recovered.
Mine slipped a little bit too. It's okay.
It's a
It's okay.
slippery
In the
day.
big picture, it's going to look just fine. It's going to look great.
Did you take
Right,
my blending
3D.
brush?
That's
Yes, it's on your side. We're sharing. Sharing is caring. Oh, this is so pretty.
all right. And then when you're done that, you can put those purples away because we're going to move into the greens.
Okay. I think I have one more I do. Okay. How's our audience doing? Are they following along good?
They are.
Like-
Love it. They're doing good. Okay.
Gina said that I'm afraid that you're going to want to start over. No, we're not going to let them start over. for
No,
sure.
no.
No, we won't.
Oh my goodness. Now I am going to get 2 of these little green blending brushes that I have for the leafery.
The leafery.
I just want to clean them. Leafery. I just want to clean them a little bit because I don't know what's on there.
Pretty.
Oh, that one has black on it. It's good that I cleaned that.
Do you have that microfiber towel still? Oh, thank you. I'm just gonna clean off my stencil.
Okay, here we go.
Pretty.
So now
cool.
all of the
Great.
leaves are on this part 2 stencil, and you're going to do each one independently. So what I would suggest is let's go around and do all of the light spruce, and then we'll go around and add a little bit of the dark spruce. And the reason why I suggest doing that is because as we continue to add the medium spruce, as we continue to add the medium spruce, it's going to start to contaminate the light spruce parts. So we can go around the entire thing and just load up that light spruce on your blending brush and just go right around and do all of the light spruce parts. And this should go relatively.
Yes, smaller leaf.
Yep, I'm doing all of them. I'm just going to go right around and do all of the
okay.
smaller leaves with the light spruce. I'm not
Okay.
even going to re-ink my brush unless it really starts to get dry.
Okay. Pretty.
But coloring stencils have really been a game changer for a lot of us out there that aren't expert artists. We're crafters. We like things to look shaded, but you know, we haven't put the time into. I've said this before, but it's really true. You know, my daughter is an artist. She's a trained artist, and when she colors, she can see where the light comes in, and it's very consistent. You know, all of the light is coming in from the one direction. Now, when I color, apparently I have 12 suns on my planet because light is coming in from all over the place. And, you know, so
We know that.
So, you know,
yeah,
right? So
we've talked about
really,
that before.
as crafters, the kind of look that we're really going for isn't so much like all the light coming in from the right spot and everything. We're just looking for lights and darks, right? We're looking for shading because shading is beautiful, even if it's not, I don't know, like anatomically correct with the way it would work with the sun and
right.
yeah.
That's all right. It's our creations, right?
It's right.
Oh, sorry, Cody. I almost got Cody in the eye with my stencil. These are dangerous. Gotta be careful. That's pointy. I'm so sorry, Cody. He jumped. Okay, you're okay.
I'm kind of glad I'm in Wisconsin today.
Yeah, you're safe. You are safe at home. Okay.
Now I'm going to go back over those same areas with that medium spruce, and I'm just going to add just a tiny little bit of shading right at the bottom of each of these. Just a little bit.
Medium spruce.
And you could just see that little bit of difference that made. Just a tiny little bit of difference. Just a little circular motion right there at the base of each one of those. I made a mess.
Oh yeah, that makes a difference. Yep. That's so pretty.
Isn't
Just that
nice?
little bit, Gina, made a huge difference.
Yeah, just a
That's
tiny
cool.
bit. One of the many suns coming in.
Yes. Oh, that's pretty.
My
I
goodness.
like that. Who would have thought? I got so excited over leaves. You made my leaves look dull to real in like a second. That looks cool. Ooh, I like that.
I know, isn't that fun? I think layering stencils are or coloring stencils are such a wow because,
Yeah.
you know, if you have come from that place where you're watching everybody that's so good at it then you try coloring stencils for the first time, you're like, oh look, I can get it smooth, I can get it shaded, I can do all the things.
I can look like a pro.
I can look like a pro.
I love it.
So quickly. All right. So then for anybody that's following along, or if you're just watching and you're ready to get to the next part, the leaves are in two different directions here. So we have two different leaf designs on this stencil. So just find the one that is going in the right direction. And we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going for this. We can actually do both layers at the same time. We can do, because we don't have that much surface here. I'm sorry. We have more surface than we did with those little leaves. So I can kind of use this light spruce and then come in with the medium spruce right down here at the bottom, like that. I'm going to go around and do that. To all of them.
Oh, gorgeous.
Isn't that fun?
I love it. Cody,
Yes.
say something.
How's Cody doing?
I'm working overtime. I'm worried about the light. I'm thinking about the sun.
He's trying to be too precise. You gotta let it just flow, Cody. You got
I got
this.
my ink cubes mixed up, so.
Uh-oh. That's easy to do
It's
too,
all right,
with the lids off.
Yeah,
Okay.
no worries though. No worries at all.
Okay.
So once you nail it, like if you're trying to figure out which is which, if it doesn't look right, it's not right. You know, like if it looks a little off, it's not right. You'll catch it right away, and you'll be like, okay, there it is, there it is.
If it's not right, it looks wrong.
Cody.
It looks wrong. Yeah. Did she use the wrong stencil?
No. He's worried about
No,
himself because
no.
he's trying to be very precise.
I'm an artist.
Are you?
No.
I was like, wait, what?
No.
Let's put
Cody's
you to
an
work.
artist.
then.
He only has one sun on his planet.
Yes,
He knows where
he
it's coming
does
from.
it correctly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, I just scribbled a little ink on my desk here,
Uh-oh.
just because I got my ink cubes mixed up. So
Colorful. This is pretty.
there
I'm
we
really
go.
enjoying this.
All
This
right.
is like kind of therapeutic too. Are
It
you
is.
okay?
It is.
Me?
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that I do when I don't know what to do is I'll take images like this and I will just sit and color and cut them and have them all ready to go for cards when I'm ready to actually be creative. You don't
Yeah.
have to be super creative to sit and do this, but like you said, Laura, it is very therapeutic to just sit and make elements. And sometimes that's all it takes to get your mojo started again. And then
Great.
while they're catching up, I want to show you that if you have a newer sticky mat like this, the easy way to get the piece of paper off is just to actually bend the mat in half like that, and the cardstock will pop right off. So that's the easy way to take it off without trying to, getting your finger under there and all of that. It's a lot easier. And then I always just put my plastic sheet back on it. If you get any ink on your sticky mat, it's really important not to use a stamp cleaner, an alcohol, or anything like that to clean it. The only thing you need to use to clean this is water. And I would use something like the Tidy Towel, or you guys have like a stamp chamois, right?
We have a
Yes.
stamp chamois, microfiber cloths. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Just put a little water on it and just wipe it. It will stain. I'll show you my old one that I was using earlier. You can see it's got tons of ink on it, but it's totally clean because I wiped it with water. They will stain. I mean, that's just one of the things, but that's okay because a stained mat is a loved mat.
Yeah, I said
So-
microfiber, but do not use microfiber on it because that will just catch on there. So I'm going to use the stamp chamois, like you said. Instead,
Yeah,
and that got it,
the
that
stamp
got it
chamois. Yeah, the stamp chamois,
it.
and also the Tidy Towel, but don't use like a
Tidy
paper
towel.
towel because anything
Yeah.
like that is going to really kind of be a mess.
off. Agreed. Okay.
All right, and you tell me when you guys are ready for the next step, because we are
We're
going to
ready.
do some
Yeah.
stamping again. You ready? Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're going to put this back into the Misti. Remember, our stamp didn't move, so we're going to go
Oh.
back up to that top corner of the
Dang
Misti.
it, this. Okay.
And now we're going to stamp it in
Oh.
black.
I'm scared.
I know.
scared.
I know. That's
I'm
why I
scared.
do recommend getting a grip mat because it doesn't shift around very much, but you could do it. I know you can
I
do
can
it.
do it. I can do it. And we're going to use your
You
dark.
can do
no,
it.
Your black.
Yeah.
Black onyx.
I'm going to use black. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Find
I
my
think I
black
saw
one
it.
that opens.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. Because we're using the Misti, we can stamp more than once. And this is a very delicate image. So it's okay if it doesn't stamp perfectly the first time. We just don't want to squish it and distort it.
Okay.
No CPR.
Noted.
No CPR, right? But you can see how the lines are really delicate. Nothing is
Oh, yeah.
smeared now. So see how that makes a huge difference?
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm going to take mine and flip it, and I'm going to do the
No
same
CPR.
thing. And I only had to stamp it once, so that's good.
That's so pretty. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, doesn't that make it? Yeah, and I do
Yes.
all of my coloring
Wait.
stencils like this now.
Flip it. Okay, that's clever. Okay,
I do
let's see.
all of mine like that now because then you never have to worry about smearing. And you see
Yeah.
smearing more with those real light pinks, with yellows. You can see that for some reason, and this just takes away all of that problem. And yeah, right? It's such a pop when you add that little thin black line.
Yes, it makes a huge difference.
And then once you're done stamping them, and then Cody's had his turn, then you can take the stamp off.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, I have mine just off camera because I am
Oh, you have your
nervous. Yes.
own? Oh,
He's
My,
trying to
my
line it
bottom
up.
one turned out great. I'm on my second one.
all right. Oh, he's nervous. Oh.
He's got it. He's got it. He's got it.
You
I
know,
know
it
it's
turns
gonna
out
look great,
fine, when
Cody.
you do it at
Actually,
home.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I know. I went outside the lines here because my blending brush was a little damp. But it is what it is. It's better
All right,
than
I'm in
horrible.
love.
Just remember that.
Yes,
I'm like, no, actually,
Okay.
mine is great. I'm not going to lie.
it looks really good. Really good.
Yep. All right, so
job.
I'm just going to put this aside, and before we're done with the Misti, we should take a small piece of white cardstock and we should
we're not
choose our
done.
greetings. We're not
Okay.
done.
Our
We're
greeting,
just
our
gonna,
greeting.
yeah. So we've got on this stamp set has thinking of you, which is the large part of your greeting. And then you can add all these different strip sentiments. Thinking of you and wishing you peace, thinking about you as you navigate what's next, thinking of you on your special day. That would be great for graduations coming up. Thinking of you on your wedding day. This is such a pretty wedding set too. Thinking of you during these trying times, on your birthday, thinking of you, my friend, thinking of you and keeping you in my prayers, and then also on your anniversary. So I think I'm going to do thinking of you, and maybe we'll stamp one of these other ones on the inside. What do you guys think?
Yeah. We're down for whatever.
Let's do that. Okay. All right, so I'm going to stamp my thinking of you, because that's the one I'm going to die cut. And again, you know, if you want it to be nice and dark, just do more than one layer. I have a very old black onyx ink cube here that definitely needs to be re-inked. So I'm going to do mine a few times just to get it nice and dark.
Oops, yep. And do a couple times too.
Especially if yours are new, because you guys just took yours right out of the package. And there's always a manufacturing residue on stamps. You guys know that, right? So it's always kind of good to prep them a little bit, rub your finger over them, that kind of thing. But I'd rather stamp it 3 or 4 times and get a nice crisp image than, like you said, do CPR. You don't need to do CPR.
Love it.
Okay.
Yep.
There we go.
Cursive in the top.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. So now it's time to get the die cutting machine out again, because we're going to die cut these florals and we're going to die cut our greeting. I'm going to use my grip mat again. Now for the greeting, I'm sure you guys have scissors close by. Just cut this in half because we're going to use the mini, so we need it to go through.
Okay.
Oh, I'm all crooked on the screen. I hope that's not bothering anybody. Let's see if I can make that a little straighter. It's better. All right, so this Stamp and Die bundle does come with a full die set, and all of our dies are already detabbed. In case you're new to Gina K Designs, they're already detabbed, so you don't have to cut them apart. And our die bundles come with a magnet too, so you can store them on the magnet, which is kind of nice. And then I like to use Masking Magic strips. I think you guys have your green tape, your mint tape, right?
The mint tape, yes.
Okay. So the mint tape and the Masking Magic strips are very similar in what they do. They're a low tack kind of tape. So whatever you have will work great for this. I'm just going to tape mine down just because I don't trust myself.
Same. I'm going to tape mine down too. Make sure I get it right.
Right, especially after you went through all the work of coloring everything.
I know. We don't want to start over.
Right? No. No, we're not letting you start over.
No.
Oh, that's going to be pretty.
But there. That's pretty, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Oh, I moved it.
And then all right, now I'm just lining mine up again over here on this plate and tacking it down with the Masking Magic or your mint tape. And I'm sending that through again. Okay, I've got 2. Now I'm going to trim this down a little bit too, because I'm going to cut my greeting out and I want it to be able to go through this machine. Of course, if you have our larger intricate, you probably cut a couple of these all at the same time.
Yeah.
But I love the mini. I just love the mini. I went on a crafting weekend a couple weekends ago with some friends, and all I took were a bunch of these stamp sets to color, and I took my mini intricate. And I'm telling you, it is such an effective little machine.
I agree. It's perfect for traveling and taking on the go. It's a good one.
Yes.
Look at that, pretty. I'm just throwing my scraps on the ground, Cody. I'll pick that up later. Don't worry, I'll pick it up later. I don't have trash over here.
And that has a little piece that falls out there. All right. So we've got all of the pieces here ready to go. Just don't forget to not throw away your die. I've done that.
Oh, I've done
away
that
my
too. Yes, I have too. These are too precious to throw away. I am not throwing these away.
Yeah.
These are gorgeous designs. Okay. Whoops.
Okay.
Well, speak of the devil, I just threw it across the room.
Oh no.
Got it. Crisis averted. All right.
Do you have one thinking of you or two?
Two what? Thinking of you? Uh-oh, did I cut the wrong one?
No, Gina, do you have one thinking of you or do you have two?
I have just one.
Okay,
I
good.
cut just one.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, you're meaning, do we cut one? I see. Okay, we're bringing back our card. Gorgeous.
Ooh.
Now we're going to create this kind of wreathy look where these two crescents are kind of coming together.
Yes.
And I think that we should definitely pop these up. Don't you think so?
I agree.
Don't
Let
you
me
think
get
we
some
should
foam
use
for
some
us.
foam tape or foam square?
I do think so.
Whatever you have in your collection.
I do. I think we should do
So-
some here. I'm going to give you a big
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
I'm going to use the Gina K Designs foam squares, but I know Scrapbook.com has some really nice foam tape, don't you?
We do. We have foam adhesive, different sizes, different thicknesses, widths. We're going to use the 1/4 inch wide that's 2 millimeter thick. What thickness are you using, Gina?
So ours here are, that's a really good question. I don't know if I have a full package. I do. Here it is. So we have, ours is 1/16 of an inch. And then
Okay.
we have 1/4 inch squares and 1/2 inch squares. And so what I suggest with ours, if you're using ours, if you want them flat like this, 1/16 of an inch, just a little bit of a loft, use one. And if you want something thicker, just double them up.
Okay, yeah.
And then
that's a
you
good
can
idea.
get the 1/4 inch. So,
Okay.
I mean, either way, it's great
Yeah.
that you guys have the different options too, because not everybody wants to take the time to double them up. But if you only have the one option, you can double them up if you want them a little bit higher.
Which is a great tip.
And then I'm going to place this so
more.
that it doesn't go completely outside of the card there. It does a little bit, but that's going to be okay because we're going to be making a custom envelope, so that won't be a problem.
Ooh.
And I'm going
Are
to
you
do my
ready for
other
that,
one the
Cody?
same way.
We're going to make it all. We are so excited. Okay. If we must be completely transparent, we have not made an envelope with your tools yet. So we are truly
Oh.
looking forward to you teaching us how to do it with your new tool. And so that's why I'm joking, because Cody and I were trying to really quick before we started. We're like, we'll just let her teach us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we're excited.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things where I always have to do a practice run on like a piece of copy paper because
Yeah.
I don't make them enough, and I should make them more, because once you've done
Yeah.
it, it's so easy to do. But if you don't do it for 3 months, then you kind of have to like relearn it real quick.
Exactly.
But we'll learn it together today. The good news
fabulous.
is all the instructions are written on the tool.
We
So-
saw that. We did appreciate
Yes.
that. Shh,
Yeah.
Cody. We
Yep.
saw that.
Cody wants to say, yeah, I know, but we still couldn't do it.
You said it. No, we did. We just.
No, we just figured we were in a tight crunch with time. We're like, we'll just have her show us.
No, I
But
totally
it is
get
very
it. And
explanatory.
well, I am actually a very visual learner, which is what got me into
Yeah.
YouTube to begin with, because I thought there
Yeah.
has to be more people like me out there that are visual
Yes,
learners. So it does help to see it in action, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now my greeting is going to go across the center, but here's the thing: we only want to put tape on half of this greeting,
On one side.
or else we're going to seal our card shut. So I'm going to go up to the N in thinking of you, and I'm not going to put tape any further than that.
Okay.
And I'm just putting tape on there. If you want to use
Right there.
glue for this, you can.
Okay.
So you want to hold that shut and find that right spot, kind of right in the center.
I'm using my acrylic block to keep my card shut. Do you want to use an acrylic block? You good?
It's a great idea.
Oh.
That's very smart. Love
Some
that.
some things I can finagle. Okay. Sometimes
Did I put
it's
that
in
on
there.
there straight?
All
Sure,
right.
that's straight.
Oh, that's cute. That's so cute. I love it.
Isn't that fun?
Yes,
It's so
Gina, I
fun.
love this card so much already.
Isn't that fun? Now, I
Yes.
want to tell you a little trick here, and you
Okay.
don't have to do this with me if you don't want to, but
Okay.
the Master Layouts 2 die set was actually, this set was designed to coordinate with Master Layouts 2 for sizing.
Okay.
And so I want to show you how pretty this would look. So I am going to take the 2 dies here from Master Layouts 2, our stitch
have that
die
one?
and the plain die. You might not have that one, and I know I just sprung this on you. I know you do have it, but I wanted
yes,
to
we have it
show
in
you
the
this.
store.
Yeah, you have it in the store. I looked because you have all of our stuff in your store. You have
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
Yes,
So
which is
grab it now.
which I have
Yes.
to tell you, I'm very honored that you carry my line. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But I'm going to cut this out real quick with my Intracut.
Okay.
Let me move my little Intracut out of the way. And then I'm going to cut a black panel. And people are constantly asking me, what do I do with the inside of my cards? I really need to decorate the inside of my cards. And this is just a nice way to decorate the inside of this gatefold card. So I'm cutting that shadow layer now with the plain die. I've got this one with the stitch die already cut. Now I'm cutting the plain one with the black cardstock. And this is just such a nice look to finish off the inside of your card. Not necessary to do, but for those of you that really feel like your cards aren't finished unless they're finished on the inside, and I get that, we're going to layer these 2 panels together. And this is also a good idea if you use layering weight cardstock for your card base. This will kind of toughen up the card a little bit, make it a little bit more rigid. And then we can put this in the center. So it's got that nice framed look.
Just polished.
Where you
and
open it
clean,
up.
Yeah.
And yeah. And you can even use that stencil just to create a little bit of light stenciling over it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got the stencil here. We can just do a tiny little bit, just a tiny bit. I know I have the brush real close here. Not heavy like we did on the front, just super light. Just a little whoosh of that design inside to make it match. I know that's really hard to see, but if I turn it that way, you can see it a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You see
A little
that?
shadow. Mm-hmm.
And then a little bit of shadow, and then you place that inside, and that's where we're going to stamp that inside greeting. So thinking of you I'm going to do and keeping you in my prayers. So I'm just going to stamp that on the inside of this card.
Okay, to be
And
completely
what's
honest,
nice
I
about
want to
this-
do it. Oh, sorry, Gina. I was going to say, to be completely honest,
Yeah.
I want to do it just like you. So I'm going to wait until we order that other piece that you're using right now so I can do my inside of my card like that. So we're just going to watch you finish this card.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's nice when you make a gatefold card, because of all the flaps and everything, now I only have to worry about this panel when I'm stamping. So I'm going to be just popping this on here and keeping you in my prayer. Put that on there. Now here's a little quick tip for you. If you're worried about whether or not that's straight, you can take the acetate sheet from your stamp set. Let me just find that here. And you can just lay that onto your mat and you can stamp it first to make sure it looks straight. So I just put the acetate from my stamp set over that, and I can look at it now and decide, does that look straight? If it looks straight, and I think it looks pretty straight, then I can just take my cloth and clean that off and then just take that acetate sheet right back off. If I can get it off there. And now I know that it's going to stamp properly. So that's just a little tip for making sure that your greeting is straight before you stamp it.
Love it.
There we go. And keeping you in my prayers. We'll give that one more coat just because, again, I have an ink cube that needs to be re-inked. And, you know, our ink cubes and our ink pads last a pretty long time, but I always suggest if you're going to buy an ink pad or an ink cube, get a re-inker to match it, because nothing's more frustrating than when you start crafting and your ink pad's a little dry. You can quickly re-ink it. Now this is going to go into the center here. And then you guys can finish yours off. The other thing is sometimes you don't know what you're going to need, right? So this could be a wedding card, but it could also be a sympathy card. So I can say, you know, thinking of you on your wedding day, thinking of you on your anniversary, or thinking of you and keeping you in my prayers. You could make a bunch of these cards and leave the inside blank, or you could make a bunch of these panels to go with it, and then, you know, just pop the one you need in at the time that you need it. So that is our fun little gatefold.
Oh, lovely. I love
Isn't
it.
it fun? Love it.
Yes.
Love it. Love it. So now it's time for us to make our envelope. Are you ready?
We are ready.
You ready?
Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to need the little punch, and we're going to need the scoring board for this. All right.
We've got quite the mess up here. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, I know. Me too. If you could see what's happening over here. Seriously, I just have to show you what's happening over here. I'm just trying. I'm just trying to.
Everything's stuck together.
I think all of the crafters out there are like, oh, thank God. Thank God.
Yeah, seriously.
They do what I do, right?
Yep.
It's not just, yeah. All right. Now we're going to get a piece of cardstock. You're going to need a bigger paper cutter than this one for this particular cut. So I just had my old tonic cutter, but we need to cut this to the correct size. Now I want to show
what
you
size are
on
you
the back
cutting
here.
that?
Okay.
I
I'm
think
going
we
to
have
show you
some
how to
pre-cut.
figure. Okay, good, good.
Maybe.
So-
Well,
maybe.
what size are you
What
cutting
we
it to? Oh, sorry.
Well, I'm cutting it to 8 by 8.
Okay.
perfect.
You did that
Yeah,
ahead of time.
cut. You did that? All right.
Yes.
So I want
We
to
got
show
that
this.
part right.
Okay. Yay. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here, trying not to do
Okay.
it too fast. So you can see here, there's a card size chart. We have inches and also centimeters. So this way, all of our friends from wherever you are in the world can figure out your envelope size. Now, right here, this is the one we're going to use that says A2. All right, but we also have A6, A7. We have a 5 by 7. It's actually 5 1/8 by 7, but it's close enough. That worked well for the centimeters. So we're going to pick that A2 size, and that says cut your paper 8 by 8. So that's what I'm going to do. That's the first thing I'm going to do. And I'm going to use our layering weight white for this. I want it to be sturdy, but I don't want it to be too thick. All right. But you can use any cardstock you want. 100-pound will work too, but I'm going to make it match the card by going 8 by 8. So I'm just going to cut this 8 by 8, a nice 8 by 8 square. And you know what? For those of you that have some of those 8 by 8 paper packs, those pattern paper packs, you can just grab one of those and you can make a patterned envelope too, which is really pretty. Now, there is something called a scale mark. And a scale mark is over here. These are the scale marks. We have inches on one side and we have centimeters on the other side. Now, I know that it's hard to see this in on the camera because these are just kind of molded into it. But honestly, I think if I do this, I'm just going to take my my ink blending brush here.
I do that.
And just, you can do it. Yeah. I'm just going to do this and then I'm going to wipe it down with a paper towel just so that you guys can see it a little bit better. It might make it easier for you to see it better. And again, I'm not too worried about it because I can just take a little bit of rubbing alcohol and clean this right off. But I don't want to get too inky, but I want you to be able to see these numbers better. So hopefully you can see them better now. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I think actually I could take my tidy towel and clean off the excess ink and you can still see it. So for those of you that have trouble seeing it, you could just take a black ink blending brush and do what I just did. And now you can see all of those marks a lot better.
Look at that. That's awesome.
If you're like me and you're a little hard of seeing. So
yes.
All right.
Cody's
so
good.
over
I'm not
here
good.
It says, yeah, but Cody is 23 years old. So
practically.
I
love that she made you a lot younger.
And the scale mark is what we're going to use over here. All right. So we're going to put our cardstock at the scale mark. So it says 3.5 inches for our scale mark. We're going to take the bottom of our cardstock and put it at the 3.5 inch mark.
Okay.
All right. Now, once we have it at that mark, we're going to take the score tool and we're going to put it up here and we're going to score on the diagonal. All right. So now we've got that score line in there. You can see that.
Twice like Gina, right? Twice like Gina to make it deep.
Yep, twice like me. Yep, to make it deep. Okay.
Okay.
Now, we're not going to worry about the 3.5 inch anymore. Now we're going to only worry about this line up here. This is our envelope line. So we're going to line up. Okay, so we scored it this way. Now we're going to turn it 90 degrees and we're going to line up our score mark, which is right here from the last scoring point. And then we're going to score it there. Does that make sense?
On that thing that says score line. Or on the zero.
Yes. On the zero. On the zero. And it's going to make a little X here. Can you see that little X?
Yep.
Got a little X. And I know that's a little hard to see in this bright light, but you should be able to see that if I turn it that way. Okay.
Nope.
Now we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to turn it 90 degrees and that score line is going to go up against the zero. And we're going to do it again.
It is a good thing we waited to watch you. I don't think we were anywhere near this, what we were doing. Nope.
So we've created another little X right there.
Okay.
And then we're going to turn it one last time. And we're going to put that score line right at zero. And we're going to score to create our little crisscross X.
Crisscross. Oh, I see it. I can see it. I can see the vision.
Right?
Yes. That is cool.
You have the vision now?
I'm so glad you taught us how to do this. Now we're going to make envelopes all the time.
Yes.
Yep. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to take our corner punch and we're going to line up our two score lines where the notch is. And I know this is super bright. I probably should have done a different color. So you see that we're lining those two score lines up with the lines on the notch punch.
Pushed all the way back into, it's pushed all the way back, right?
No,
No.
no, you're not going to push it all the way back. You're just going
No,
to line it
Cody.
up
I
to
was
the
saying it made
lines.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay, right there. So it matches the lines. Is
Yep.
that matching?
And we're going to punch.
We're gonna just go for
And
it.
that creates our little notch.
Ah, yes. Okay. I see
Okay.
it.
And we're going to do the same thing on all 4 sides.
Yeah,
And when you
my
do
head
this
around.
in person, it's very easy to see. I know it's not super easy to see here. I almost
Yeah.
think I should have used darker cardstock, but I think you can see it when I turn it that
Do we only
way.
have one of these?
Yes, and by the way, these punches, if you guys have inventory, anybody that is even considering it, just get it now because
Yes.
we don't have any more. I mean, what we have is all we have, and it's going to take probably months, a couple months to
Match
get them
those
back in
two
stock.
at the
So,
corner.
yeah.
Yeah, like that. Oh, you heard it from Gina. Now I need to go order one.
I know. I'm like, okay, but
We
leave
You got to
2
go
for
order one.
us.
I know.
Yeah, before everybody
Yeah.
else buys them. They'll probably beat us. Okay. This is awesome. Yeah, you definitely need this tool if you're going to be, you need these 2 tools. Definitely. Then you can make your own envelopes.
Definitely,
I love
yeah.
it. Over that way just a little bit.
So-
Towards you. There we go. Nope. Towards you. There. I can see it from a different view. There we go.
I know. I'm trying to not have my head go completely in the frame.
We don't want to get any of our bald spots.
Serious.
Okay.
All right. So now, once this is all done, what we're going to do, you can see that it's a little bit wider than it is tall. Okay. If you want, you can fold all of these. Remember, we're going to fold away from the valley, and we're going to have the
Bump on the inside?
The bump on the inside. Yep.
Okay.
And you can fold all of these.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the way that's going to fold. And this, you can see, is going to be the perfect size for this card. Even if you have a little bit of excess hanging out,
Yes.
it's going to be
It fits it.
a good fit,
With the
right?
stuff hanging
So
out.
now what I was thinking is, and I don't know if you want to do this with me or you want to watch me do this, but what I was thinking, this would be the perfect time to add a stamped image onto this envelope to make it match.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use this stamp,
Okay.
and I'm going to just create like a little stamped image. I have to decide how we want to do it. Do we want to do it curved? Do we want to do it off the side like that? We can have it hang over the edge. So you going to do it with me?
Yes, but do we use the Misti?
Yeah, we're going to use the Misti.
We're
So
gonna
I'm going to
fold it?
fold these 2 sides. I'm going to fold these 2 sides like this. And then I'm going to pop this in the Misti. But
Are
I
you doing the
need
front
to,
of the envelope? Is that the front, Gina? Yes.
I'm doing the front of the envelope. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to
Okay.
actually fold this side under too. So I'm just going to fold it up here, and it's going to go up
Okay.
into the
makes sense
top
now.
here like this.
Okay.
Yeah. And actually, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to fold the whole thing.
Okay.
And let's fold the whole thing. Fold the whole
Okay.
envelope because I want to stamp this off the edge. I don't want it to be completely on the envelope. I just want it to kind of grace the edge of this. So remember, we've got to have that like right popped up into that corner because we're going to stamp it with the craft first. And then we're going to go back and stamp it with black after we stencil it.
Craft first.
Dale, the envelope maker is available. It is on the opposite side of our scoring board. So if you get the Gina K Design scoring board, the envelope maker is on the other side with all the instructions on it too. And I'm just going to stamp that in craft.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Fumbling. We're just fumbling over here, sharing inks.
That's okay. Now, I'm not even taking this out. Once I'm done, I'm not even taking it out. I'm actually going to stencil right on the Misti here.
Okay. Stencil. Take our stencil.
I'm going to just go in with the stencil. And luckily, I have some grip mat available here, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use the pinks, and I'm going to use the purples the same way I did for the inside. And wait to see how pretty this looks. This is going to look so pretty.
Why am I struggling with this?
Oh, I think Cody had to help you last.
Yes, he did. I think I keep trying to do it upside down.
It's possible.
Correct? Is that correcto? Why does that not look right? Help, Cody.
Help, Cody.
It goes this way.
Yes, but I stamped it that way. There it is. I see it.
Oh, there it is.
Thank you, Cody. Cody.
It is kind of like
a.
and it's like
No.
once you get it in place, it's like, oh, that's it. That's it.
There it is. Yes. And we're doing our same thing.
All right.
Here. White carnation.
So yeah, we're going to be using the light carnation and the medium carnation. We're going to be doing that same kind of fade. I'm just going to hold it in place a little bit.
Just dropping
It
all
sounds
the
like-
lids, and
It sounds like game pieces too,
it totally does.
doesn't it? It's like a little like you're playing checkers or something. But I think decorating the envelope is such a wow. I mean,
Yes.
especially with these coloring stencils, it's so pretty to just have that little edge of the thing decorated. All right, so I've got my two pink pieces. And just by leaving it in the Misti,
Oh, there was another
it just
pink
makes
piece.
it easy then to go back and stamp it in black. So I'm
that
going to
pink
clean
one?
this.
Down there. Yep.
All right. I like using alcohol to clean better than water. Now I'm going to do the rest of the flowers in the purples. So I've got the light lilac and the medium lilac. And I don't know, it might just be me, but my YouTube, I see it happening, but I've kind of lost comments. So if there's any questions, Cody can do 6 things at once.
Yeah, no problem. I think everyone's keeping up. So pretty and personalized, said Pat. I'm definitely saving this video on its own playlist, said Alicia.
But I'm not matching my flowers. Is that the right flower? Is that the? Oh, it's the smaller one. Laura Jean. Is it? Is
Laura
it the smaller one?
Jean. Are you Laura Jean?
Yeah, only my grandma says that. But now I just called myself out when I'm doing something wrong.
Laura Jean.
Laura
I'm going to
Jean.
remember that. You're going to be sorry you told us that. You're going to see in the comments on your next video, Laura Jean.
Laura Jean.
Yes.
Aw. Well, I was struggling with that one. I just, it's the backwards. You gotta flip your brain around to do the stencil.
Well, you know
if
what?
it's
You know what?
backwards.
I think part of it is the pressure that you're trying to do it in front of, 1,500
audience?
people.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think that might have something to do with it. So
I
don't.
think you're right. There it is. There it is.
And then
The puzzle.
the other thing is, like I just did, I was trying to line up the flower, but I had the stencil flipped over the wrong way. So You know, if the stencil is flipped in the wrong direction, I don't care
It won't
how
work.
many ways you turn it, it's not going to work.
Right. I think that's what Laura's issue was.
Laura Jean's issue.
Laura Jean's
Yes.
issue.
Yes.
Oh, okay. We're doing it again, right? Here, we can share this one. You want to share this one?
You know, and these
Oh,
kinds
that's
of
dark.
these kinds of things, doing it live for the first time is like the first time making an envelope live. It can be a little intimidating, but
Yes.
I think it. You know, I think you're nailing it. You're doing great. You guys are doing great.
Thank you, Gina. We couldn't do it without you. That's the truth.
Yes.
That is the truth. Okay, there's a green.
Oh my
little
goodness.
spruce. You really have
And
the best teaching voice, teaching mannerisms. You're
Aw.
just really great to follow and listen to. So thank you for being so amazing for our industry and teaching us. And
Oh gosh,
we're just so grateful for you. Truly.
that's so sweet. Thank you.
Mean it.
I appreciate it. All right, I'm going to finish up these leaves with the light spruce and the medium spruce. And I like that we kind of took the image off the envelope, just kind of coming in from the side a little bit. I think that's really pretty. It's a fun effect. You don't always have to stamp the whole thing. You can give it just a little bit of the design on the edge. This is great for some of those bigger stamps. And I know, like, when you get to these areas, it's like, oh gosh, you know, the stencil's hanging off the edge, but it'll work. Just,
Yeah,
you know,
looks-
stick with
it
the
looks great.
program. So fun.
I can't remember what color we did this little guy. Was he pink
That
too
was
or purple?
purple.
The little,
The little flower
yeah,
that's kind
the
of like a
small
bud.
flowers were purple. Yep, those are purple. We kind of like alternated. So we've got purple, pink, purple, pink, purple.
Okay.
And then we're just going to wrap up these.
Oh, that's pretty on the envelope. Love that. I'm going to do a little dark.
It is so nice.
Yeah, you're right. It adds a special touch to that envelope.
Mhm.
And just so pretty. Okay.
Just that little something. It's so special. And, you know, let's face it, mail is usually not fun. It usually has a window,
So
and
true.
it usually has a due date, right? But to open your mailbox and
Get
to
something
open your
pretty.
mailbox and have something so pretty like this, just
Yes.
it's funny. You're whoever you send it to will want to keep the envelope too.
Mm-hmm. My mom always kept envelopes. And I'm glad because it has dates on it, you know?
Oh yeah,
For
that's so
documenting when she
nice.
received cards. So I think people should keep their envelopes, especially if somebody went to the trouble like this and created a beautiful floral on it.
I agree. I agree. The amount of work that you put in, you know, it is worth keeping.
That's pretty.
My mom used to only save the handmade cards,
Ah.
and she would always call them a keeper. She would say, "Oh, that's a keeper," you know, when it was a handmade card. And when she passed away, and I was cleaning out her apartment, I found a box of every card that I had ever made her. She had them all sitting in a little box, and it was just the handmade cards. And I thought, you know, that's you don't always realize, because people don't always say, "Oh, I love that you handmade it," or "What? Thank you for the handmade card." But it is
Right.
very special to people when they know that you did that with your hands.
Yes.
So
Yep.
while you guys are finishing up, I'm going to go ahead and restamp this in black. So this is the scary
Oh.
part again, but
All right, let me get that back. Good thing I did not take off that stamp.
I know.
Almost took the stamp off.
Oh, I forgot to tell you 6 times.
Oh, she's just like my mother. She is just like my mother. I love
Or
it.
Jean.
Laura Jean, I forgot to tell you 6 times. How many times do I have to tell you? Don't move it. Okay, let's see if it's going to match up still. Let's say a little prayer. Ooh, it looks a little low.
And
Yeah, that's
remember,
matching up.
because it's a little puffier, you might have to stamp it more than once. So,
Okay, we're gonna try
you
this
know,
one.
or just go over it a little bit.
I was like, I'm not gonna jinx it because mine turned out great with one
did,
stamp.
Cody, that looks so good. Let's say a prayer for mine. Say a little prayer for me. Here we go. I'm so nervous.
Oh, you got it.
No!
I know it's going to look great.
It's a little abstract.
Did it not work?
No! I should have never. Okay, this is a lesson for everyone to listen to Gina. Do not move your envelope off like Laura did, because then you get double vision. I'll have to, guess what? I'll have to practice and do it again. So that's okay. Cody wins.
That's okay. That's okay. That's all right. That's going to happen sometimes.
That's okay.
All
You know
right,
what, though? You taught
now-
me how to make an envelope. So it's like teach someone to fish, they'll eat for a lifetime. Now I can make envelopes for a lifetime, so I can keep practicing.
For a lifetime. Yes, for sure. Now, this punch is also a corner rounder. So I'm going to round this piece of the envelope, this top. And that you can just put all the way in until you can't, you know, feel it anymore. And then you just go ahead and just round that corner. You can also round this one and it will finish this one off as well.
Mine looks like it could have been purposely done
Yeah.
that way, actually. I mean, somebody might like this, Gina, even though it's off a little bit, but it looks like it's just the line art is just off of it a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
Yep,
don't.
nope.
I don't think.
Are we buying
it's
it?
bad at all. I'm buying it.
I
Now
might go
you
with
can
it.
glue. You can glue your envelope if you want. You can use something like our terrific tape. You can use, you know, any of the tapes that you want, that you have in your collection. But I would put the tape here on this flap here, and not on this flap, because if you go up past this point, then it's possible. Let me get a piece of darker cardstock here so you can actually see what the heck I'm talking about. All right, I'm just going to slip this in here so you can see. So we're going to put the tape over here.
Okay.
Not on this piece right here, because if you go up too high, you're going to stick it to the back of the envelope. So I'm putting the tape right here, right along the edge, like that. And you can use whatever tape that you want, but just use something that's strong. You know, you don't want to use like a, I don't know, some kind of weaker tape. You want it to be a nice strong tape. And you can always line your envelopes too if you want. Like this is the perfect time to do it, where you could put a piece of colored paper in here or pattern paper before you assemble it. So if you've got some thinner pattern paper that you want to use, you definitely can do that. And then I'm just going to use my finger to really push that down. Now, if you're giving envelopes, cards and envelopes as a gift, you can cut this so it's nice and add it to here, but don't take the liner off. So they can just take the liner off when it's time for them to send it. And you can see that this is going to nicely fit in here.
One of our audience members said, a few of them said some very kind things about my line art, and they said nobody's going to nitpick your art when they receive it. They'll be grateful to get a handmade card. So I agree. I'm going to continue to use this envelope.
Oh, absolutely. I would not at all worry about that. I do think that we're our own worst critics, right? We look at every little mistake. We see every little mistake. But most people look at a card like that and they'll just say, oh my gosh, you made that? That's amazing.
Yeah.
But isn't
very
it pretty
true.
to have that matching envelope in there?
Yes.
Such
I
a
love it
nice,
so much.
nice.
And I love, Can I say that I love that the envelope is even a little bit bigger than the A2 card, because then you give us room to go off the edges a little bit. So thank you for thinking that through with your design. I love that.
Yep, and it's just a little bit, certainly will still go for the price of a stamp, but it does allow you to be a little bit more creative and, you know, take it a little bit bigger than the card itself.
Yeah.
And it's a nice sturdy feeling. So if you don't want to use cardstock like we've used today, you could just go to your local office supply store and get like a real heavy text weight paper. But I think I like using the lightweight cardstock because it's a perfect match, first of all. And if you're doing the design on it and the ink blending and stuff, it's not going to bleed through. And it's also, the color's going to be consistent. You know, you're going to have that really, really pretty look. I'm going to use your idea here of just using my little acrylic block to hold that down so that people can see it.
Stays. Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
I love
so
it.
This is definitely, I feel like this is definitely a must-have. And, you know, putting a little bit of ink on there if you need that little extra help to see really does make a difference. And it won't transfer once you wipe it off. But you could clean it with alcohol if you don't want it on there. So, well, what do you think, guys?
This was amazing.
It was amazing. We learned so many tips and tricks. Wow. From everything, from the gatefold to the master layouts to even, like you said, putting the ink on your scoreboard so we can see the things, and just all the little tips and tricks you gave. I could go back and rewatch this again and learn over again. You know what I mean? You just did so many fun tips.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of. Yeah, go ahead, Cody.
There was a question that asked the weight of the layering paper that we used today.
Oh,
so the layering weight paper it's 80 pound, and if you don't go by pound where you're coming from, it's 216 GSM. So it is a lighter weight cardstock, so easy to score, easy to manipulate, easy, you know, this isn't going to pop open or anything. But when you upholster these front panels using Master Layouts 13, and if you use Master Layouts 2 to upholster the inside, it feels as thick as 100 pound to 120 pound cardstock.
Yeah.
So
really good consistency. Not too thick, not too thin. It's perfect for these type of projects. So thank you. Okay.
Sure, and it's super smooth for ink blending. You're going to get the best ink blend you ever got in your life if you use that. Yeah. So how fun! And you guys did it, and you nailed it. I'm so proud of both of you.
Well, thank you.
You can go ahead. I'm getting my earpiece back in. Sorry. I knocked it out. We're not used to an earpiece. Well, there we go. It's in there, guys. I can hear Gina now.
My goodness, that was so fun.
That was so fun.
It was a blast. We had so much fun creating these cards with Gina. And you guys, all of her products that she used today are available on our website. So make sure you grab them while they're in stock.
Yes.
They are fabulous. We had so much fun. I'm going to grab some more things today because I want that other one that you used.
I need Master Layouts 2.
Yeah, so it's 2? Is that the one you use for the inside?
Master Layouts 2 for the inside, 13 for the outside, and get the scoreboard and get the, because I don't know how long it's going to take to get them back in, and they are limited.
Yeah, you heard that from Gina here today. So make sure you grab these. They are limited. We're going to want to grab some, Cody. So
yes, I know.
But everybody grab those. This was such a fun class. Our audience was amazing. You guys are so supportive and sweet. So thank you. And poor Gina was wrangling these 2 little kitty cats, keeping us in line. So thank you. We love you. You are always a pleasure to hang out with and craft with. So thank you for teaching us all these fabulous things today. Thank you.
It is my pleasure. I love you guys too, and thank you for having me.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Gina. We will be live on Tuesday and Thursday next week.
Yes, you're not going to want to miss it. And thank you for celebrating National Scrapbook Day, International Scrapbook Day week, all week long with Scrapbook.com. And we're so grateful that Gina joined us and taught us some fun tips today. So make sure you go back and rewatch it. I'm going to. Yes. I'm going to need to pause some areas so I really get it down. So thank you again, Gina. And we will see you very soon, Gina.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.